And with tax day looming, Americans are taking a closer look at their finances. And a new survey from Merrill Edge shows how differently generations approach managing their money. Joining us now is Aron Levine, head of Merrill Edge, and the Wall Street Journal's Shelby Holliday is back with us to discuss all. Aron, young people, are they saving? I think is the first question.
Yeah, they're trying to, right? So I think that's the big challenge for young people is they absolutely are very aware of the need to save, maybe more aware than we were when we were younger. But the fact is it's a challenge. There's a lot of competing priorities. There's a lot of things they're trying to save for, especially getting out of debt, number one. And then, of course, thinking about buying a home, thinking about different things. So it's a challenge of how to put the savings towards retirement. That's where they're sort of falling down.
But what about the way they think about retirement and setting goals versus older generations, Generation X, even Generation Y?
Yeah, absolutely. In the recent survey, what's really fascinating is retirement's almost becoming redefined, especially by the millennials. So 40% of millennials are saying for them retirement is about a financial milestone or savings goal, not age, which I think previous generations, current retirees always said it's an age in which I retire. They're talking about a financial milestone. More importantly, is over 50% said for them retirement is starting something new. It's not about 20 years of leisure. It's about how do I focus on a passion of mine? How do I continue my education? How do I think about giving back to the community? So I think the whole idea of retirement is really starting to change from where it once was.
Shelby, that's a private conversation. And I'm obviously not.
By the way, this is not private. I'm your attorney. As your lawyer, Friday morning, this is not private. But okay, you can continue.
So I'm going to thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you have the right to remain silent. That's all I'm saying.
I will share this because I don't think it's particularly incriminating. Or maybe it is. You can decide. But Shelby, this is a conversation that I've had with more and more recently, is like set a goal and try to retire early so you can go on and like live a life and live a life of leisure before you're 65 or 70 years of age.
It's true, and millennials are very idealistic. These things all sound great, but they're also hamstrung by a number of things. I mean, it takes money to make money. Millennials are graduating with debt, more and more debt every single year. We're not going to be able to rely on Social Security like our older parents and grandparents.
Do people really believe that it's not going to be there?
They don't trust it.
Right.
They definitely don't trust it. I mean, if it's there, it's great. That's sort of a bonus. But they don't trust it. Millennials also subconsciously are pretty skeptical of the stock market. We graduated in a time where we saw parents and grandparents losing a significant chunk of their retirement savings. I'm not sure that they intentionally avoid saving or investing as much as they think, but I do think there's a subconscious skepticism.
Yeah, I think Shelby makes a great point. I think that's why this whole idea of planning and helping getting planned. So in our survey, 49% of millennials said they give themselves a C or worse on planning for retirement savings. Actually, all respondents was 38%. So in school, if you're getting a C or worse, what do? You go see the teacher. You go talk to someone. And I think what we need and what millennials need to do is get themselves educated and really reach out. And that's the thing that they have to do is have someone sit them down and give them a disciplined long-term plan, because it is really challenging given how many things they're trying to think about.
Just so you know, when I got a C in school, I was thrilled. I didn't get a D, I didn't get an E. I wasn't going to be, putting the dog out.
Look where you are now.
Well, so Aron, one of the keys, obviously, is to use age to their advantage. I mean, you and I know this. We've seen. I put the chart in my book. If you can start saving in your 20s, that compounding over 40 years is incredible. But at the same time, when you're in your 20s, the idea of retiring seems insane. You can't imagine ever retiring. How do you convince them that they need to start now?
But I think that's why this idea that it's a financial milestone, not an age, is a different conversation. So they say to themselves, boy, I want to get to a number that allows me to do other things, whether it allows me to spend more time traveling, more time with loved ones. So now it's, okay, think about what number do you need, because you're not necessarily going to stop working, so you don't need this huge sort of unattainable nest egg. But what you need is enough to say, you know what, now I'm comfortable to maybe get out of the treadmill of work, but also keep doing something else.
I do think that's a really important point, though, because not only are these young people not thinking about retirement, I mean, it does seem so far away, but they're also getting married later, they're having kids later. Those events sort of prompt you to think about retirement. And young people are more likely to spend on YOLO activities. You only live once. Why not go to France? Why not spend money on, going to the Super Bowl? They tend to drop money without planning a lot easier than older generations. So it's difficult to get them focused when they're in their 20s.
Absolutely. That's why, automatic savings is so important. They've got to take advantage of those things and those tools to help them.
Right, and you get your income down, and that helps on your loan, on your student loan debt payments, actually. Aron, thank you so much. Aron Levine and Shelby Holliday, great to see you this morning.
Thanks for
Still
having
to come.